Okay. I hope this is clear. So I like sitting on the floor. So today we're going to talk about compost toileting. Okay? All right. So compost toilet. Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. Okay, hello, this is afrikanocean Homestead. So today we're going to talk about compost toilet. This is a compost toilet. Okay? Humanure. Collecting our human waste for fertility. Okay, to use around our fruit trees and our deciduous trees and decorative trees. If you're comfortable with, after letting it compost for 1 year or 2 years, you can put it in your garden as fertility, okay? So this is just a simple box construction, okay? I'll tilt it a little bit so you can see. There are some components missing in here that I will be upgrading so that it's more stable for the user. Okay, but this is a simple box with a bottom and a basic toilet seat. And so what you do is you get your 5-gallon bucket, like a Home Depot or Lowe's bucket. You put it in here, okay? And it should really be flushed with this part of the toilet seat. So when you put the toilet seat down, the bucket should be right here in this area of the toilet seat, so you won't have any splashing or anything like that, and it keeps it more hygienic and keep it cleaner. So that way, if the bucket's down here, then you have all of this area exposed. So this is a new bucket, so I see everybody said, "Oh, she's got her hand in that bucket," but this is a brand new bucket. A brand new compost toilet box. Some adjustments has to be made because there's a piece of wood right here. This has to be cut back. But otherwise, it's okay. A stabilizer needs to be put in it because if somebody use it and then the bucket shifts. See, the bucket can shift from side to side. It needs a stabilizer. Okay, but I'll be putting a block stabilizer in it. But this particular compost toilet will not be used in my house. This one is going to be for an outdoor compost, or like an outdoor shower area. Okay, but this is just a regular toilet seat. You can use any kind of toilet seat that you want to use. Now, how to compost it. So what you want to do is you want to get something called cover. You can use peat moss, you can use leaves, you can use compost, you can use sawdust, cocoa coir, okay? So before you use it, the first thing you want to do is you want to put a layer of your cover at the bottom of the bucket, okay? And you just want to go to the bathroom, do your business, you can put toilet paper in here, and you want to always make sure it's covered. So you can get another vessel, another container, and you want to put sawdust, you want to put your cover material in another container close to your toilet, so when people use it or when you use it, you want to be able to scoop it out with either like probably just an old coffee mug or an old ladle, and so that they can cover after they use the toilet. Also, I would recommend that, because it's a little bit of a learning curve for some people, is to get a little poster and put it in your bathroom with the directions on how to use the compost toilet. Okay? So once your compost toilet is used and it's full, I would recommend that you wouldn't let it, I would stop right here to this level. Okay? I would stop to this level. You don't put holes in the bottom of the bucket. Please don't put holes in the bottom of the bucket. So you're going to cover it, and you're going to have another backup bucket. I recommend when you start out, get at least 6 buckets with lids, okay? Because if some of you all live in colder climates, you're not going to want to go outside and empty it in your compost area, okay? So let's move on to an area. I would recommend that you have a place in your yard with a big wheelie bin, because I'm thinking about our urban people first. The people live in like an urban area, but you have a nice sized backyard where you can put at least 3 wheelie bins. Okay, I don't know the size of your family, but you think about 3 wheelie bins. You're gonna fill this up through the course of the year. Your wheelie bin, you're gonna fill it up after you empty this into your wheelie bin for the course of the year. If you have more than 2 people in your family, you might fill up one of those wheelie bins. A wheelie bin is like those the trash cans that the trash man picks up, the big green ones or blue ones in certain communities. You have the trash truck come and pick them up and empty the trash in the back of the trash truck. That's a wheelie bin, okay? So you want to have it in a designated area. So you're gonna fill this. You're gonna empty it into the wheelie bin. You clean it out. When you clean it out, you want to clean it out with earth-friendly soaps, okay? And then you want to let it sit out in the sun and dry, okay? That's why you should have a couple of backup buckets, okay? So, but if it's cold outside and you don't feel like emptying these full ones into the wheelie bin, just close it off and set it to the side. Some people have multiple buckets because they don't feel like emptying them out every time that they're full. So what you could do is you could just kind of stack them up. They're not going to smell, and they will be decomposing, okay? So let's say you collect 6 of these. They're full, and you need to start the cycle again to fill them up with the 6 buckets. Empty all 6 buckets that one day into the wheelie bin, clean them out, let them air dry. Remember, clean them with earth-safe soaps. And then like a Dr. Balmer soap or a Castile soap, 7 soap is good for, they'll have a little planet on it. The soaps that are good for these type of things, so they won't kill your plants, because you're going to be using this compost once it's finished around your flowers and your trees and your fruit trees and things like that. Okay, so get 6 of them, fill them, save them, put them empty after 6 fills, 6 of these filled up, empty it. When your wheelie bin is finished, rope it off, put the date that the wheelie bin is completed, and then start a new wheelie bin. So that wheelie bin is going to stay there full for 1 year, okay? Now, while it's filling up, if you have room, you can put newspaper in there. You can put cardboard in there, to help with the ratio of carbon and nitrogen and all that kind of stuff. You can do that. You don't have to, but you can if you want to. So then, and you just start the cycle over again. Okay. Any questions from the audience? I do have an audience here. They're off to the side over there. Any questions from my audience? My audience doesn't have any questions? My audience doesn't have any questions?
It's pretty clear.
It's pretty clear? Okay. All right. So, compost. Recommended videos. I will recommend that you watch a video by Off Grid with Doug and Stacy, the best compost toilet system. Then there's another video that's really good to watch, is Bealtaine Cottage, and just type in composting system. She shows the composting system that I'm going to use, because I'm going to use the wheelie bins. I'm going to use the wheelie bins because of a back injury. For me, it would be a lot easier to use the wheelie bins. Now, let's talk about collecting the compost if you have enough property. If you have enough property, you can do like a compost bin. You take old pallets, you line them up, and then you can do like 3 sections, year 1, year 2, and year 3. So by the time you get to year, fill it up, your family's filled it up by year 2 or year 3, year 1 will be ready to use on your garden or your trees. So it's just a basic pallet, just like a regular composting system. This will be your Humanure composting system. What I've seen for most people on the internet, they have a different area for, or different section for their Humanure composting from their regular garden waste composting system. Mine will be a small, section I'm going to block off with at the wheelie bin down at the homestead. I'm just going to make a nice little area, maybe concrete or maybe just pallet little area that I'm going to keep 3 wheelie bins. I'm going to do 3 wheelie bins because I do get a lot of company. So that way I will be able to have 3 vessels in which to fill from my compost toilet. And I am going to probably buy 12 of these buckets for backup because I know me, I'm not going to want to empty these every time they're full. Every time they're full, I'll just sit them back, just start composting or whatever, and I'll just take a nice sunny day to clean them out. Or you know what? It could also be a little job for someone in the neighborhood to be your sanitary lady or your sanitary guy that comes in and empties your buckets. Because remember, it's not going to look like pee or poo. It's going to look like just decomposing soil. Because remember, you're going to have it covered. Even your last little deposit should be covered. Okay? Don't make a last little deposit and then put the lid on. Make your last deposit and cover it. Then put the lid on. Set it off to the side near your composting area for a couple months or until all your buckets are full. I know one of the videos by Doug and Stacy, Off Grid with Doug and Stacy, they have a friend who has like almost 100 buckets. It's just me. I'm not having 100 buckets. If I had 100 buckets, I would definitely have to hire somebody to lift and empty and clean all those buckets. But anywho, so that simple system. There are more systems that are more expensive, like the Sea Head, and they have a little crank. You do your business. They have some where they collect urine, and then you can dilute the urine and use it on your trees. They have a system called Nature's Head. It too has a urine collector and a little vessel that you have to wind and mix together, mix everything, your peat moss or whatever, with your solids. That thing is about $1,000. I don't have that kind of money. I think a little $50 system, I don't even think this costs $50 to make. The toilet seat might have been $10. The material, the wood, to get the guy to paint it was probably the most expensive thing because I just didn't want a plain old wooden box. I wanted something nice. So people could feel more comfortable using it if it's decorated. So in a bucket, these buckets are like anywhere from $3.99. I got a big one, so anywhere from $3.99 to let's say $6.99 for a good heavy duty bucket. Don't get the real thin ones. Get the heavy thick ply buckets, because I'm not going to empty these every time it's full. I will probably wait till about 6 of these is full and then take a sunny day and empty, like I said before. Another good book to read about Humanure is the Humanure Handbook by Mr. Jenkins. You can buy one at Amazon. I do not have an Amazon link, but maybe by the time I post this video, I will have an Amazon link. If not, you can order it. I think he has it on his website, the Humanure Handbook by Joseph Jenkins. I believe Joseph Jenkins is his last name. I will have his name in the description in the description box below by the time I post this video. So if you have any questions, just let me know. So anyway, I'm going to put this back together. I'm going to put it in here. And remember, this one here doesn't have stopper, but I'll give you an idea of the height. This one is bucket height. Okay, there it is. And just sit. And so long. Thanks for watching African Ocean Homestead. Comment, subscribe, and share. See you later.